independent. I need money never ending. I'm talking 100%. I need the only you rent it. Word.
All right. What's up, guys? Rags Rich fam. So this one today, and I know I'm kind of dressed up today, is my daughter's graduation. So with that being said, today's gonna be a quick kind of video. Jabs is actually at a meetup today. You know, my man out there making money moves. So today, like I said, it's gonna be a very quick day. We're gonna do quick updates about what's kind of up and planning, what we're gonna kind of do. We have a lot of different things that we plan on doing with you guys, especially interviews, guys that we want to kind of bring in to kind of educate in their particular skill as far as what they're doing in real estate and how they got to where they were before and then how they are now. That what else? Yeah, we have interviews lined up for next week, so that should be really cool. So make sure you guys check into that. I mean, like some cool stories, like how somebody's having a W-2 job and they made like $70,000 doing real estate wholesaling. How they're doing that. We have other people that are just doing other forms of real estate as far as um, just lending out money, and they're not using any of their money to lend out. So we'll have a couple of those guys that are doing that. So we have tons of different kind of tips and tricks that we guys want to bring those people onto the platform and kind of educate our audience. So that's really cool. Another thing I want to kind of address is make sure you guys are just taking action. Um, I mean, and what I mean by that is you guys can consume content all the time. You guys can listen to me and Jabs all the time. Us drop gems and all that kind of jazz, all the time. Joel, what's up, my man? You can hear us do that all day long and every day, every week. We hope you do. But we hope that you don't just do it and then don't take any of the action that we talked about. Like when we just last week, or not last week, 2 days ago, we went over how to find buyers. Like if you have a wholesale deal and you're trying to find a buyer, we hope you actually took action and actually use the tools and methods that we kind of educated you guys on and actually utilize those kind of things. So make sure you take actions. Stop asking questions. I mean, it's cool to ask questions. Let me not say that, but stop asking so many questions. I had my mentor tell me, stop being an asshole. Like, and I said ask hole, not the other one. And what it means by that is like you're just asking so many questions, and it's not like in a way that's irritating, but this is a point where you just need to start taking action. Like, go get a problem and go figure out how to, like, once you go get a problem, then bring it to us and let's tell you how to fix that problem. That's what it should handle every single time. Because if you're worrying about this and this and this and this, you're gonna go out, find some more content, and then ask more questions about this and this and this. You're not gonna take no action. So I definitely want to address that. Joel, let me see what you say right here, my man. Quickest way to get a deal in your opinion? Quickest way to get a deal in my opinion. Oh man, that's such a loaded question. But if I'm just being simple and basic, like I'm just starting out, I don't have time to really learn a lot. I'm gonna say wholesaling, 100%. Um, Astro flipping, with Jamil, that really kind of ignited my side of wholesaling, and it's honestly a different type of wholesaling. You're just kind of filling in the need. You're filling in that fix that people need. If like you were originally a wholesale that's acquiring properties through off market, on market, however you're getting properties, and you need somebody to find a buyer for it, then I'm that person in the middle. Now, astro flipping is a concept of like you know somebody that wholesales, just like I was talking about, finds off market properties. They find the property, they find the lead, they get it on the contract, and then you go find somebody that says, okay, well, this person knows how to get buyers. They have a whole bunch of buyers, but they don't have no properties to send to their buyers. So I'm grabbing that buyer person, that dispo wholesaler, and I'm grabbing that acquisition wholesaler. And I'm like, hey guys, let's be friends. And I'm in the middle. I'm just making bread off of both of them. I think honestly, if you don't have the funds to go keep paying money for marketing, cool, and you don't have the knowledge and the experience of gathering all those buyers like this person does, then just be that person in the middle that knows both of those guys. Be in the middle and collect money just by bringing them together, being a connector. I think that's a really simple way, and astro flipping really kind of taught me that system. That's how I did the first couple of my deals. So, cool. I think that's a really cool way, and just wholesaling in general. Once you get that first one under the bill, just educate yourself, reinvest into yourself, and all that kind of jazz. Cool. That was fire yesterday's. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. I'm definitely no. And the reason I say that, and I wasn't like definitely wasn't targeting anybody, but that's how I was. I asked way too many more questions. Like I was literally blowing people's up phone. So I've been there. So if you're ever doing that, just know that I'm coming from a place where I've done that, and I know I wish I'd done this better. And that's what all this podcast is about. Knowing things that we wish we would have done like not even that long ago. I wish I would have done it this way instead. And instead of asking them questions, I wish I just took action and just got on the phone and made mistakes. And then whenever I got a problem, bring it to somebody that's experienced and let me help them fix it. Need more intentional. Yes, yes, yes. No, Joe, you're definitely connecting. You're definitely just a social butterfly, and you're easy to talk to and get along with. So I love that. I love that. Let me see. Oh, I just clicked on that one. Um, I love being a connector. Do you do that with Gator lenders? Probably. Yeah, absolutely. So in a sense, so when Gator, so quick, real quick scenario, what Gator lending kind of technically is basically a transactional lender, which means they're a fund for a certain period of time, usually within 30 days, and they'll usually fund like EMD is a big thing that people know about. Where a Gator lender, if you're a new wholesaler, you don't have any money to put down and lock down that contract down for earnest money deposit, you'll ask the gator lender, say, "Hey, can you front me this $2,000, and on the back end when I sell this contract to my end buyer and make like 10,000, I'm gonna make sure I give you like your $2,000 back plus another like 1,000, maybe 1,500." And so that way you're no money into the deal. You have the gator lender help you fund that deal, lock it down. And sometimes, a lot of times, actually, the gator lender will actually help you find that buyer too. So it's a two for one in that case. So, in that method, so that's gator lending. So whenever you're doing being a connector for a gator lender, say like I'm me, and I know Joel has some money that he's looking to gator lend to people, but I know this person that needs some money to gator lend. So what I'm gonna do is say, "Hey, Joel, this person over here needs some earnest money, and we can make some bread from it. Like, how about we link up with him and we kind of help him out, make sure we get paid on the back end, and do it that way. What that's called is gator wrestling, and this what it means is I'm bringing a gator to the party, and they're funding their deal. So since I'm the connector that brought them to the party, now I'm gonna get paid and make sure the gator lender gets paid. Usually, typically, it's part of what the gator lender is getting. I'll take a piece of that, but just again, it's all negotiable, depending on each deal. Every deal is going to be different, so you don't have to go based on an exact amount or whatever the case is. Everything's different. So, but that's exactly how you do that with Gator lending. Same thing in private money. Say I have private money lenders and I'm looking at a deal. If first of all, if I'm using my private money lenders, I'm probably going to be a part of that deal. Like I'm not just going to be taking an assignment fee and then dipping or whatever the case is. 9 times out of 10, if I'm gonna bring my private money lender to the table, I'm the funding partner, and I'm bringing the funds to the table. So I'm either gonna be the capital partner, where we split cash flow half and half, or we split it where it makes sense for both of us to be happy. So that's a little bit different. Uh, if it's gator lending, I just want to bring the gator to the table, get paid on the way out. If I'm bringing my private money lender to the table, then that's my name that I'm putting on the line, and I'm being a part of that deal, and we're splitting that up however we need to in that case. So that's a little bit different, but in general, connector works the same. Being a connector works the same way. So yeah. What were a few things you wish you did when you first started off? Um, what do you know now? I wish well, initially, I wasn't calling wholesaling companies when I was trying to get my wholesale deals. That didn't make any kind of sense because what they were doing, they were eating all the meat off the bone. So like they were really non-negotiable. They were really looking for end buyers, and me trying to come in as a wholesaler, trying to astro flip, like get in the middle and try to bring those to the table, that wasn't working. So I wish I had the guts to go straight to sellers, and I wish I was okay back then with hearing no. It's really hard hearing no a lot whenever you first start. So I wish whenever I started, I wish I got okay and had my mind shift and perspective was like, you know, I want to hear that no. I want to hear the next no. I want to hear the next no. I want to hear the next no until I get to my yes, and then I can kind of work my KPIs. I wish I actually wrote down my KPIs. I didn't do any of my KPIs. I knew about it. I knew that was important, And I thought, oh, my mind is so I can remember a lot of things. I can do all that. I don't care. Like I can remember a lot. I can remember a lot, but when it comes to KPIs, it didn't stand a chance. Like I couldn't remember when I called them what the conversation was about. You need a KPI system. You need something to write your notes down. Excel sheets work cool, but honestly, you probably eventually until you can get to that point. Like I was saying, like I have these notebooks. I have like 7 of these. Like no joke. I probably can find all of them, but I have like 7 of these. All these would be my contacts filled up with notes, numbers. All you can't keep doing that. Like especially if you're trying to take it seriously, you can't keep up with that. You can try to graduate to Excel sheets. That may help you out a little bit, but it's digital and it's on somewhere that like you don't have to keep trying to search for all these notebooks. Have 7 notebooks. But you eventually need to get a KPI tracker and actually stay diligent with it. If you're going, you don't have to start with 50 calls. Like if you really can't commit to 50 calls, start with 10. Start with 10 calls a week, or not 10 calls a week. That's a little bit slow. You might need a little bit more, like 10 calls a day. Start with 10 calls a day. Just get it out your system. Then once you get that first week over, or maybe the second week over, start bumping it up to 20K, 30, or I'm not 20K, 20 calls, 30 calls a day. Start progressing your way up until you feel more comfortable with doing it. I wish I started slow instead of trying to jump to the end because I saw everybody else. I wish I stopped paying attention to social media, everybody else's journey, everybody else's money tracks. Social media is terrible for people's confidence. I wish I stopped paying attention to all that. I wish I just focused on my journey because that's the only thing that matters. I'm happy for everybody else that's doing their thing and taking their journey and making the money in a first month and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, I'm a very faithful person, so I give everything to God. So whatever God's timing is for me, that's where it's gonna go. And so I wish I stopped focusing on other people's success. In a way, I was a little bit jealous. So I'm glad I got a control of that. Good question, Joel. Oh, sheesh, Joel has a lot of questions. Let me see. Love your questions though. Do you negotiate with Gator private lenders or do you negotiate with other party? Who do we sign NDA with? I so typically when it's the so I treat the lenders and private money lenders and my Gator lenders like they're the bank, like they're actually like the lenders, like the bank is. Not to say I don't negotiate with them, but I try not to. I try to negotiate with the other party, like the seller or the whoever I'm kind of working on the other side with, simply because I want to build up that confidence. I want to build up that rapport. I want to get our first few deals done, and I want to get it done under their terms, so they know like, hey, I'm gonna stick by my word. I'm gonna get you what you need, and I'm gonna be honestly transparent with them a lot of times. If I can't work it out the way they want it to, I'll let them know that up front and tell them why I can't be where they want me to be at. And maybe we're a good fit, maybe we're not. And I don't really try to stress myself too much on if somebody's not a good fit for me because at the end of the day, these private money lenders, getter lenders are individuals. They're not companies. They're not anything like that. So they actually have a heart. So I'm not gonna treat them that way. I'm gonna say, hey, maybe we're not a good fit for this one, but let me keep you updated on the next one and just keep it pushing. But I try not to negotiate with them too much until we build up a good rapport. At that point, I'm kind of taking control. At that point, I'm like, hey, I have other people that are trying to, private, let me use their money for my deals. So I'm needing this percentage, or I can go to someone else. I kind of start getting that point, like once we kind of maybe done 1 or 2 deals together. But up front, let them know, how much do you have to deploy? You need to know how much capital do you have to deploy? How long do you plan on holding it? I'm talking about like money that you don't plan on seeing for like the next maybe 3 to 6 months. Because sometimes projects can go longer than expected, or anything can happen. Always have an extra strategy for them if they do something fatal happens or emergency family emergency happens or something like that. Have a way for them to correctly ask for their money back, not just say like, oh, I need it back like tomorrow. Say like, I need at least 60 to 30-day grace period before I can actually just liquidate your money to find another private money lender or to refinance you or to do what you need to do to replace them out. And just make sure you take care of yourself. Don't be a people pleaser with those guys. just to get the funds. Don't be a people pleaser. If the deal doesn't work, it doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. So don't do that. To sign an NDA with. Um, you typically would want to do that. I mean, I'm always an advocate for getting things in writing to protect yourself. If you want to, you can kind of do that with everybody. Um, Now, once you build up that relationship, I'm hoping you won't need that NDA. But when you're first, introducing deals to people and stuff like that, I definitely suggest getting one. Especially if you feel that way. If you feel like you need one, go ahead and get one. Otherwise, you should know if you don't need one. Like if I'm doing a deal with Jabs, like I know I'm not gonna need one. But if you feel like you may need one with somebody, go ahead and get it. Just rather be safe than sorry, and just call it what it is, a spade a spade. Um, cool, good questions. How much resistance do you get when you first started out? Resistance as far as what? I'm thinking. I'm not sure what you mean. Like family resistance, like seller resistance, like on the phone kind of talk resistance. Uh, Elaborate a little bit more on that one for me. Um, That's me right now, bro. I need to get yeah, absolutely. I heard I didn't know this was an acronym, but apparently it is for a while. I was gonna brand it until I found out it was actually somebody already branded it. But fear is finally exiting um alternate reality. Is that what it is? I think that's what it is. Finally, oh no, finally exiting average reality. That's what it is, and I love that because that's really what it is. It's finally getting out of that average kind of mindset. 100%, yes, sir. Now, speaking on foundation, what's your health routine, fitness mindset looking like, as well as social life? So before I hurt my knee, I actually hurt my knee like a couple of weeks ago playing basketball. But I usually try to work out every single day. I take off Wednesdays and Saturdays. But I try to keep it very healthy. I wake up, I I try to wake up at 5, sometimes 6, so I can get to the gym. Because me, I have my wife, I have my daughter, so it's a little bit harder for me because my wife's a teacher, so she has to be up early anyways, and she has to be out the door like by 7. So I got to get as much as me time in before that time is before she leaves. So make I take my daughter to school. So I try to keep everything precise and on time. Of course, things happen where I can't get to some things, but I try to be intentional with my time and make sure I do everything I need to do because I know in the long run, my family needs me. So I gotta make sure my physical health is well. I gotta make sure my mental health as well. Make sure I talk to my source. Um, and so yeah, absolutely. I try to make sure I do that. How are you building those daily consistency? That's really all it is. That's all I really can do at this point. Being consistent, being intentional with my time, and just letting that carry me through day and day. After that, I try to be very very intentional with my time and who I spend it with. Because I'm very now I'm talking about I used to party. I used to just wake up, do stupid stuff. Now like it's really crazy how I just switched where I don't mess with none of that nonsense no more. I don't talk to a lot of the people I didn't talk to before. I kind of just shifted my mindset where it's just I got to take care of my family and make sure I get back to my kingdom. That's really it. That's all I really kind of focus on, and I'm okay with that. I mean, I don't need to go out doing all this other kind of stuff. All that's just a luxury at that point. I appreciate the opportunity, but I hate to say I don't have time for it, but I really don't have time for it. So I really just try to focus on what I need to take care of while I'm still here. That was a really good question. Everything, family, oh everything. So I'm assuming that we go back to the resistance thing. I did have a really big resistance thing with my wife. Not really big, but when I first started, like my wife wasn't my wife at the time. She was my girlfriend, and so it was really kind of hard for her to grasp the concept of me being an entrepreneur. And I definitely don't doubt her. Like I was the kind of person that went from job to job. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try that. Like I hated I've always hated working for somebody. I always did. And then it was the last notch when I got fired for no reason. Like I was like, you know what? They don't really care about me at all. And so that's what kind of kickstarted me to like, work for myself. So whenever I started working for myself, my girlfriend, my wife now, she was being a wife. She was being a girlfriend. She was being a great supporter for me. But then it got to a point where it's like, when's the money coming in? Like, when's the money coming in? Like, you ain't got it this month. Like, what we gonna do? Like, you break. And she's the kind of person that's very disciplined with her money. Like, she pays everything on time, before time. She makes sure everything like groceries are met. She's like on time about everything. And when I came in the picture and I tried to like take over some of the load, it was hard for me to do so being an entrepreneur. So I'm out there, like I said, driving Uber Eats, DoorDash, all that kind of stuff, just trying to make ends meet, to trying to make sure that I'm not she don't get on me for not making sure I have my part done. And so it was really hard when we first started. She didn't really see my vision, but she tried to, and she was really I really appreciate her being the kind of person she was, for taking that due diligence and kind of understanding where I was coming from. But back then, I really didn't know much. I was just going off based off what I heard. I was like, but I could really do this and I could really do that, but I had nothing to back it up for me. So one thing I am happy about what I did is I didn't stop. I didn't stop. I didn't give up. I didn't go back to the W-2. Even though I'm not saying that's the wrong thing to do, it's just me. I'm just happy I didn't do it. Sometimes you just have to do that. That's understandable. But I stuck down that grind. I didn't know when my next paycheck was coming sometimes. But yeah. My mother was the same way. Whenever like, what's the next move? What are you gonna do? Da da da. Like, how you got these things coming up? You got a family to take care of. Just all that pressure on me. Just praying and getting through it, and just staying disciplined and consistent. It definitely pays off. So love that, love that. I didn't know this one turned into like a facts about Damien type of thing, but I'm okay with it. Um, Let me see. False evidence appearing real. Yeah. Oh, is that what that is? Is that what fear means? False evidence appearing real. I like that too. That's pretty dope. Did you just make that up? I feel you just made that up. Joel's the kind of person that would make that up. That's a cool. You should take that and run with it if you did. Um, I'm gonna wait to Jim as I'm listening. Dope. No, I mean Victor is about like 7'2" and like you know, no, Victor's a cool guy. And you do got biceps and triceps, man. Get swole, brother. Um, Love it. Yes, sir. I definitely am. Man, I can't thank him enough every single day. Everything I'm doing for being on this platform, able to, educate and help other people out. If I'm just helping one person out, that means the world to me, honestly. So I'm just happy I'm able to. He get grace me with this pedestal to kind of educate, and hopefully I'm giving somebody in the future some gems where they can do what they need to do to carry on what I'm leaving back. Let's see. Uh, see, bro, niggas turn over with nothing on your back. I throw you outside on the streets with nothing. What do you do now, knowing what you know? Oh, what I know now, and I'm just okay. So first of all, I'm getting clothes from somewhere. I'm going to like what's that thing called? Habitat Humanity, or like Salvation Army, and get some clothes, look presentable. Then I'm gonna go figure out. I'm gonna go shadow people. I'm gonna go work for somebody. I'm gonna go to like the whatever. So if I'm trying to get into real estate, obviously, I'm gonna go figure out on the library because it's free. Go to the library, start typing in wholesaling companies or end buyers or what else? I would just type in those. I would start there. I would type in wholesaling companies, or I would type in end buyers in my city, whatever city I'm in, and type that in. Go ahead and I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna call them with no money. Let's just say I have a phone somewhere. I had some phone in my armpit or something like that. Let's just say I had a phone, or you just had to go find a payphone or borrow somebody else's phone for a minute. I will call them and say, "Hey, look, I'm just starting in this market. I'm pursuing real estate. I want to be of value to your business. Are you looking for any properties that are distressed or anything like that? How can I help you in your business? How can I add value to whatever you're doing?" I would work. Can I shadow you at any point? I would just kind of work that way. Find a niche find out what they need in that niche, and support it. find like I want to be as much value as I can to them. And at that point, let them get me onto their system. Let me get them onto like whatever it is. Because at that point, they're gonna pay me to do whatever what I really know how to do. I know how to talk on the phone. I know how to find buyers. I know how to find sellers. I know how to evaluate properties. Wherever they kind of need me at, that's where I'm gonna fill in that need at, and start generating that business. Once I start getting paid, then I can start, getting my own systems. I can start venturing out, doing my own things. Because any business that's serious, they don't really expect American employees to hold them for more than like a year, 6 months, but I'm gonna say a year. If you're serious about your job. Now, if you're okay with being in the way like that job position that you're at, that's no problem. But like me being me, I want to have my own things. I want to have my own company. I want to have my own like I right now have like five different companies I'm running. That's outside of four outside of real estate. That I would dealt the same way. So I'm all about that. So that's how it initially started, and just let that roll. Like I'll work off. I'll just keep going, and finding different positions to fill in. The butt naked part. That's funny. Victor. So y'all, I'm sure. Hey man, you still swole though, so that's all that matters. All right. The last to last meetup, I remember you, Justin, and some other guy. Man, the thing is, it's okay. Like I said, you're swole, man. I saw you picking up pace and Jamil, man. Come on now. But no, that's all really good questions. So, I'm glad I got some Q&A in. I hope that helped you guys. I talked about the updates, about the people that we kind of have coming in. We have some really cool people coming in for you guys. So hopefully you guys like the topics that we kind of bring in. And then if y'all have any topics for us, please drop them in the comment. I want to say I did check the comments, but I'm gonna double check the comments. Please leave any suggestions of topics that y'all want to cover. It can be anything. Like I said, we can like the smallest things we can do to knock them out. Um, Let me see. That was fire. You ever down to meet up? Let's do. Man, come on, Joel. There ain't no problem at all. We can definitely do that. I'm pretty sure I have your number. I'll go ahead and text you after this. I'll definitely go ahead and text you after this. We can definitely meet up, man. I'm actually meeting up with one of the hosts tomorrow. You down to do calls? Yeah, 100%. We can do that. Ain't no problem at all. Do calls in person? I can definitely call in person. Actually, tomorrow I'm calling agents on my live. So if you're down to hop in with that, let's set some up, man. Tomorrow I'm doing agents. So again, on my live YouTube live tomorrow, I'm gonna call agents from 12 to 2 tomorrow. Yeah, I'm gonna be calling agents from 12 to 2 tomorrow. Just straight calling agents on MLS leads. And calling them so that way you guys can get an understanding of how to talk to agents, how to negotiate them. And I'm probably not gonna get any deals from any of the time, but that way y'all can like build up the confidence. I like when people see me fail, because then that kind of gives them confidence in a weird way. It gives them confidence that's like, oh, I mean, I can get on the phone and not make nothing happen. Um, but y'all, the way y'all can get to the way I talk to agents and stuff like that. So I really want to I did that like in January, like every day for like 30 days. And I got burned out. I really did. I did it, but then I got burned out. So I was like, let me slow down. But now I'm gonna restart it up. I'm gonna do it every Friday. I may pick another day to do it, but I'll make sure I do that every Friday from now on, from 12 to 2. So I'll make sure I send out links and everything like that to it. And I think that's gonna be really helpful, people. Bet, let's do it. I'll be down, man. I'm gonna text you after this. It just definitely feel quicker right now. Yeah, no, definitely. They're definitely feeling the heat right now, and I love it, especially in the summertime. Oh man, I love that. So I can't wait to kind of do that. Um, what is the other thing I want to cover before I leave? Because I do have to leave like right in a few seconds. Um, Stop blaming other people for not being where you want to be at right now. Stop doing that. It's nobody else's fault, nobody else's situation or fault for you not being where you want to be at. Just because you say you want to be there doesn't mean that you're not going to be there. And just because someone else's experience you had with somebody else, if you're not where you want to be at, it's not your fault. I mean, it's not their fault. It's honestly yours. So you got to take responsibility for all the actions you take. And it doesn't mean it's a mistake. It just means it's a lesson. Like, you're meant to go through that for a reason. whether it's to help yourself understand something else or whether to help educate somebody else on something that you've been through. So stop taking like all those losses and struggles as like bad things. Like those are good things, and I'm always happy whenever I'm going through a struggle. Let me not lie on that. I'm not always happy, but I'm always understanding of why I'm going through whatever I'm going through. I'm always understanding, and I know it's for a reason. Whether I'm going through it so I can help you guys and I can tell you guys what happened to me and how this happened, so that way you guys can save yourselves from whatever situation it is, or it's a situation where I'm learning from it myself, and I'm always learning from myself, but whether I'm learning through it so I know not to do it again, type of thing. So everything always happens for a reason, man. Just tell your story, live your journey, stop living other people's journey, and stop blaming other people for whatever situation it is. It's supposed to happen that way. So I think that's it, man. Hopefully you guys like that. Those quick updates, Q&As. Appreciate you, Joel, for the hot questions, the hot seat questions. And you guys have a great night. I got to get to my daughter's graduation. So see you guys next week.